What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Breakdown Sportscast. I'm your good friend and host, Kory Willis. Hope you guys are doing well on a Friday, getting ready for a great week of college football. We got week 9 of the college football season, so we're getting down at that stretch, guys. I know it just seemed like yesterday that we just started the season. I know I like to talk about that a lot, but man, it's just college football goes by so fast. So overall, I hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend and getting ready for a great week 9 of the college football season. As always, guys, we appreciate you all listening in on the show. You know where to find us. We're on multiple streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Amazon Audible, iHeartRadio, and many other streaming platforms out there. So feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the show. It's very important to us. It helps us know what we're doing and how we can improve the show for the future for you all. So as always, we very much appreciate you guys' support with the show. All right, guys, so I'm doing the show solo today. My good friend and co-host Chris Bolton had some business to take care of, but have no fear. I'm here with you guys to go over some of the games for this week in week 9. So it's going to be a shorter show than normal without Chris being here to give his insight on things. But he does have his Bolton's bets later on for you guys, for me to showcase the betting odds for some of the games that he has on this week's slate. So be sure to tune in to that. But I think this week is going to be an interesting week in college football. We're going to learn a lot about a couple of teams. I mean, some of these games you can say are probably some play-in games for the playoffs this season. So this is going to be an interesting week for sure to see who's, some of the upper echelon teams in college football going forward. So I can't wait. This should be a great one. To start out, we're going to go down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where the number 15 Alabama Crimson Tide will host number 21 Missouri. The Tigers are coming to town, to T-Town, to take on the Crimson Tide. Look, guys, I know last week, if you're an Alabama fan, I know you probably watched your Tide go down against Tennessee. You saw everyone out there hanging out, knocking down field goal posts, smoking cigars and everything. I know you still can't get that image out of your mind, but hey, you got another opportunity to knock off top 25 team. And Missouri had some of their struggles this season, but still a great opportunity ahead for Kalen DeBoer if he wants to turn things around. I know we've been hearing all week about, hey, is Jalen Milroe hurt? What's going on with this Alabama football team and everything. I can't tell you guys. It's been a whirlwind of a season for Alabama. Can they turn things around? I mean, sure, but as I always say on this show, me and Chris, we always say that once you get midway towards the season, you kind of are who you are, and I think this Alabama team is no different. And I think overall, if I had to choose, I think Alabama is going to win this game. Vegas has Alabama as a 14-point favorite, and ESPN has them at 82.7% in their matchup predictor to win this ball game. So I'm going to take Alabama to win this ball game. I think they're going to figure some things out about their team to help them beat Missouri. Just because I think, as you've seen the last several weeks from Alabama, and we always look back at that first half against the Georgia game. Those are two separate Alabama teams, clearly, that we've seen on the field this season. We've seen the good Alabama, we've seen the bad Alabama, and seen a little bit more of the bad Alabama than the good. So I do think that there's still a little bit of life left into this team. That's why I am going to pick them in winning this ball game. I think Missouri, even though that they are 6-1, for what it's worth, they just haven't shown that killer instinct on the field to show them that, hey, they're ready for prime time. They're ready to take on the task of being one of the top teams this season in college football. I just haven't seen them be that kind of team yet. They're talented. They got a lot of talent on the team. I mean, we'll see if Brady Cook has it in him in this game. After last week, he resurrected from the ashes like Undertaker and beat Auburn. So, we'll see what happens with Missouri in this ball game. And maybe they'll give Alabama a run for their money, and kind of knock them out a little bit. We'll have to see, but for me, overall, I am picking Alabama to win this ball game. I think this is too big of a magnitude for them to lose at this point of the season. We'll see what happens with them for the rest of the season. I know they got LSU coming up. We'll see what happens with that. But overall, this is a get-right game for the Crimson Tide. This is the game that's either going to make or break their season, and they need to win. I'm picking the Tide in this game. So, yeah, guys, I know I mentioned LSU. I guess we'll go ahead and move on to the other SEC game coming up this week. We have the Texas A&M Aggies hosting number 8 LSU. The Tigers are coming to town down there from Baton Rouge to take on a team in College Station. The Aggies are playing probably some of the best ball that we've seen them play in a while. So right now Vegas has Texas A&M as a 3-point favorite in this game, and A&M is also at 52.8% in ESPN's matchup predictor. So a lot of people are liking A&M to win this ball game. We're going to see Connor Wegman, Garrett Nussmeier. Out of these two quarterbacks, who's going to be the more consistent quarterback? Who's going to take that leap, that next leap into, really catapulting their team to victories? I mean, this game doesn't get much better than what it is. Like, this is definitely one of those playoff contention games where both of these guys are definitely jockeying for position in not just the SEC, but just in this 12-team playoff right now. So a lot is on the line just through this ball game. So we're going to see what happens going forward with the Aggies and with the Tigers. But if I had to make a guess, I'm going to have to say LSU wins this ball game. And I know a lot of Aggie fans are out there probably cursing right now, but hear me out. I think LSU, for what it's worth, I don't think Garrett Nussmeier is the greatest LSU quarterback that we've ever seen. I don't think he's he's Jaden Daniels or anyone like that. But I do think what this LSU team brings to the table, I think they bring a much more balanced team than A&M. And I know A&M is focusing on being that balanced team. I like their running back. I like Le'Veon Moss. I love their receivers. Noah Thomas is a great receiver for the Aggies. But I'm looking a little bit more at Connor Wegman this season. I mean, so far he's 56 for 91, 718 yards with 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for the season so far. So I'm looking for Connor Wegman to, if Aiden wants to take that next big step in winning this ball game, I want to see this guy air it out some more. I want to see him, control the ball a lot more for the Aggies. Hold on to that ball. Don't turn it over. And, really go downfield at will against teams. And, what better way into taking an opportunity like that than going up against a team like LSU. So I'm looking at that as being a big contributing factor if A&M could potentially get it done. But overall, I am leaning towards LSU winning this ball game. I do think that they have a little bit more in the tank to last in big time ball games like this. We saw the Ole Miss game. As ugly as it was, we saw LSU stick it out when they could, and that was all that mattered at the end. Down there in Baton Rouge. But I think this is going to be a really, really good game. 6:30 p.m. kickoff on ABC. So I'm definitely going to be kicking back and relaxing watching that ball game for sure. So should be a great one down there in College Station. So the next game that I have for you guys on today's show, this game, I don't know what's going to happen with this game, guys. Texas going to Nashville to take on the Vanderbilt Commodores, or as I should say, the number 25 team in the country. Yes, folks, the Vanderbilt Commodores. This game, I don't know what to expect. Right now, Vegas has Texas as a 19-point favorite to win this ball game, and they also have Texas on ESPN's matchup predictor at 90.6%. So a lot of people are looking at Texas to bounce back after that loss against Georgia, to really correct some things. And I get what Vegas is coming from in this game. I'm going to take Texas also in this game. I do think they got humbled, I should say, last week. So I do think that this game is going to be a get-right game for Texas this week because they need that. I think if you're Sark right now, you need that for Quinn Ewers. You took him out the game last week against Georgia. You put Arch Manning in. Look, both Arch Manning and Quinn Ewers are two hella great quarterbacks. But I can agree that did create a little bit of uneasiness for the fan base at Texas when you are swapping the in and out quarterbacks like that. So you want to create that continuity and that assurance that, if Quinn is the guy, he is the guy. So I am looking at Texas to cover this ball game. But it won't be easy. I think Vanderbilt, this is not your grandmother's or grandfather's Vanderbilt team. It's really not. Like, this team is destined for something special this season. They're 5-2 right now. Who would even have that in their minds heading into this season? That Vanderbilt would be already getting towards bowl eligibility and ranked in the country right now with a big team like Texas, kind of trying to get right in Nashville. It's just insane, of course. But I think this will still be an interesting ball game, but I do think Texas will run away with it. Probably heading towards that fourth quarter of the ball game. So I'm going to be interested. Can't wait to watch this ball game. I think Clark Lee right now has a lot going for the Commodores down there in Nashville, and I think Sark knows that. So he's definitely going to have his Longhorns team ready for battle down there in Nashville. So yeah, man, I'm definitely taking Texas, but should be a good game nonetheless. And our last game that I'm going to mention before we head into our Bolton's bets on today's show, number 20 Illinois, the Fighting Illini, is going down to Austin Stadium. The Austin Zoo is going to be rocking coming this Saturday, where the Oregon Ducks are looking to keep things rolling in a top 20 matchup, I should say. So yeah, man, we got Dylan Gabriel, Luke Altmaier, who is playing great football. Both of these quarterbacks are playing great football for their respective teams. But as for Luke Altmaier, a Starkville, Mississippi native, heard all about that kid. Did great things down there at Starkville High School. Right now, he's doing great things for the Fighting Illini right now with 120 for 182, 1,506 yards, 15 touchdowns, 1 interception. So, Luke Altmaier, he's playing like lights out right now. I have to say, man, just great stats overall. Can Illinois knock off Oregon? I think that's the big story that people want to know. Can they do this? Well, I think they can, because one thing about Illinois that just gives people fits is that they want to play you in an ugly ball game. They really do. They will fight tooth and nail to put you in the situations that you don't want to be in. So, right now, Vegas has Oregon as a 22-point favorite to win this ball game. I know Vegas and ESPN isn't giving this team any light of day to win this game, but that's why you play the games. 91.4% is what ESPN has on their predictor for Oregon. Yeah, I think after Oregon, getting that win at Ohio State, a lot of people are looking at Oregon as being the true top dog in college football right now. I don't know. It's one of those things where I've seen a lot from Oregon, but I also can say I feel like I haven't seen enough from them. I know that's crazy to say, but I think this team, while they are destined for greatness this season, this Oregon team, they got to watch out for Illinois. That's all I got to say. I don't think this team is going to be playing around with a team like Oregon. Mainly just because, like I said earlier, Illinois wants to put you in predicaments that you don't normally like being in. They want to make this game as uncomfortable for you as possible to win ball games. So, for me, I'm going to take Oregon in this ball game, but I'm not going to take them to cover. I think Illinois is a really good football team. I think Luke Altmaier is a really good quarterback. And I just think overall, if Oregon goes in that game with their mindset on winning and not taking Illinois lightly, I do think this game can become in Oregon's favor. But if they go in there playing around, lollygagging around, I guess, Illinois can stop you. So I'm going to be interested to see what happens in that game. But overall, top 20 showdown in Eugene, Oregon should be a great one. this week. So yeah. So now we are at Bolton's bets, guys. So Chris, unfortunately, isn't on today's show, like I said, but still has his Bolton's bets favorites for the week in week 9 of college football season. So first game that Chris has, Oklahoma and Ole Miss. Oklahoma is coming to town, Von Hemingway Stadium. It's gonna be hype. A lot of Ole Miss fans are trying to, see, hey, does this team have any life left in them? Does this team have any sense of pride left in them if they're trying to, make a college football playoff spot? So this should be a interesting game, because while Oklahoma isn't great offensively, they still have really good defense. So Chris is definitely looking at Oklahoma to really get beat down in this ball game. Ole Miss should cover in this game. Right now, Ole Miss is 20.5-point favorite to win. So definitely pick Ole Miss to cover in this ball game for sure. Next game, Florida State and Miami. Florida State, as we know, folks, terrible football team. Miami is a 21.5-point favorite in this game. They are going to cover big time, and I'm going to go ahead and let you know, as what Chris wanted me to tell you guys, Florida State is going to get a generational butt whooping down there in Miami. So, yeah, Miami should cover just fine in this ball game. Definitely take the Hurricanes in this one. And in our final Bolton's bets, we got Arkansas coming to Mississippi State. Stark Vegas is going to be rocking 11:45 a.m. kickoff game on the SEC network. So it's going to be an early game. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm looking at Mississippi State winning the ball game. Chris is also looking at Mississippi State to get that first win in well over 6-7 weeks now since they won earlier this year against, what is that, Eastern Kentucky? Can't remember. Eastern Kentucky. But yeah, Mississippi State getting the W. Arkansas, they've lost a couple games that they should have won, clearly. I mean, we talked about this on this show ad nauseum. So, and, they are most likely going to be coming in limping. Jaquindon Jackson, their running back, is doubtful for this ball game. So, look for Mississippi State to control this ball game, get that first W. A lot of people, when they look at this state team, they counted them out after that Toledo game, rightfully so. Lose that game 41-17 in Starkville, and since then they've really gotten better week to week. From an offensive standpoint, the defense is dreadful, but overall, I do think with Jaquindon Jackson being out, and just this team losing to LSU last week the way that they did, I do think they will be coming to Starkville kind of limping, a little sluggish, and I do think that that's overall going to help a team like Mississippi State get that W. So take Mississippi State to win that ball game this week. But yeah, guys, that is this week's Bolton's bets. It should be a great week for you guys to go out there and make some money. Of course, we're heading towards the holidays. We're about to head towards Halloween, but you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas coming, so you want to make some money. Go out there and do it. It's not that hard. I think we got a couple great games for you to go out there and put the chips down where they may lay. So yeah, man. definitely go out there and do that. But overall, that is your show for this Friday. I know it was a little bit of a shorter show. Chris wasn't here, but hey, we're always still here any way we can to go over some of the great games of the week in college football. So yeah, we're glad to have y'all back again listening to the show. Before we head out of here, if you need to follow us on social media, you can follow Chris on Twitter at Chris_Bolton_12. He's on there talking college football. The World Series is about to start. NBA is back. So yeah, be sure to kick it with Chris on X and talk sports with him. He's always willing to do that for the fans out there. And you can also find me on X as well at Listen to KSW, all one handle. I'm on there talking college football, professional wrestling, the whole nine. So be sure to follow me on there. But yeah, guys, that's it for today's show. Me and Chris will be back on Monday to go over everything that happened on week 9 of the college football season. And yeah, we'll definitely be there to go over everything that's going on in the world of college football. But until next time, guys, I'm Kory Willis. You were listening to the Breakdown Sportscast. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.